Good afternoon. Thanks a lot, Eric. My name is Chris. This is Pierre. We work for SecureKey Technologies based in Toronto, Ontario. And SecureKey is a well-funded startup run by a number of successful entrepreneurs, and it was created to give consumers a secure and convenient way to transact online using their payment card. Now, if you're a card issuer in the audience today, you probably already know, but each and every day, you're losing market share in the online space to alternative payment channels. I'll explain exactly what I mean by that a little bit later, but SecureKey was created to give you a competitive advantage in this space and allow your consumers to transact the same way they do in a bricks and mortar store now online. So the easiest way to describe what we do is to actually show you. So I'm going to ask Pierre to navigate to a typical e-commerce site. And as he does, I just want to throw out one quick thought. Wouldn't it be great if you could offer your consumers a really simple way to check out online using your card at any merchant site with zero merchant change, and each and every time they transact, you're going to know that the physical card was there for that transaction, not just the card number, the physical card. If that's at all interesting, I think you're going to like this demo, so I'm going to ask Pierre, instead of typing, to simply tap his card. Now, there's some magic going on in the background, and we'll explain exactly what that is. But at this point, I hope everyone was able to see Pierre took his card, tapped his card on his SecureKey that was plugged into his computer, and amongst other things, this page filled out on his behalf. Now, we're going to show you this again, and we'll explain exactly what's happening. So while Pierre navigates to another e-commerce site, I just wanted to give you some background. Now, card not present, and specifically e-commerce fraud, is something that issuers haven't focused too much attention on historically, and that's mainly because it's been considered a merchant problem. Liability rests with the merchants, and it's up to them to figure out solutions. Now, merchants are becoming wise to this, and they're starting to turn to alternative payment channels, the likes of PayPal, Google Checkout, Amazon, and just wait till Apple starts to come out with their solutions. These alternate payment providers offer two key advantages that merchants like. First, they offer reduced fraud rates, and they also offer increased conversion rates for the merchant. While they don't actually guarantee the transaction, the reality is if someone pays with PayPal or Google Checkout, fraud rates are much lower than a standard credit card transaction. At the same time, if all I need to do is enter my user ID and password to complete this purchase, it's a much simpler process for a consumer, and as a result, merchants are seeing much higher conversion rates on transactions. The alternative is what you see on the screen here. Over 100 keystrokes of information required to complete this transaction. So once again, I'm going to ask Pierre, instead of typing, to simply tap his card. Now, what's happening at this point is the dynamic data from Pierre's card is being sent securely to his issuer, who is validating the information. Assuming his card is valid, the issuer is returning back to the screen Pierre's personal details required to complete the transaction. Now, it's important to note that Pierre hasn't actually hit submit on this transaction. If he did, he'd be buying this item, whatever it was he put in his shopping cart. And that's an important point. Our solution works on any merchant site with zero changes to that merchant site. Now, you've probably heard me use the word tap a few times, and that's because our technology is based on contactless card technology, the same contactless cards that you're issuing in this market, some of you anyway, and even more so in international markets. Our solution, in effect, is a combination of a contactless terminal, we call a SecureKey, and a number of server-side applications which talk to the SecureKey in order to perform strong online authentication. Now, online authentication is much more than simply e-com. Think of it from the perspective of online banking. We're now going to show you a demonstration of an online banking access using our solution, and Pierre's going to type in his user ID and password as he normally would. As you probably know, user ID and password is something that fraudsters can get their hands on pretty easily, and armed with this, they can do a lot of damage to your bank account. So this site in particular is also asking Pierre, once he's done the first step, to now tap his card. When Pierre taps his card, again, the dynamic data is sent to the bank, and the bank now has a strong what you know factor, which is user ID and password, and a strong what you have factor, which is the physical card. So if you followed along to this point, you probably have a few questions, and we can't answer them all, but we'll try to answer a few right here. First off, is this a huge integration project in order to kick this off with my consumers? Well, the short answer is no. We not only offer a very easy implementation process, but better yet, we've already partnered with some of the leading global payment brands who are now enabled to offer this to you as a standalone or a turnkey solution, saving you time to market and internal IT costs. Also, this thing in my hand, we call the SecureKey. It's currently under $5 today, and in volume we expect this price to go even further down. While it has our brand on it, the reality is that you as the card issuer are going to issue this to your customers, and this is going to have your brand. It's also a very versatile device. It not only reads the contactless cards you may have in your wallet, but it also reads NFC-enabled mobile phones, stickers, fobs, you name it. And finally, one other thing. It's a true plug-and-play device with nothing to install. So just to give you a sense of where we are in our business evolution, we're about to launch a series of pilots in both Canada and the United States with a number of Tier 1 financial institutions starting next month. We look forward to talking to you about how we can help you offer your consumers a secure and convenient way to transact online. Thank you for your time.